everyone from the road. I'm excited to do a haul from Washington, D.C. I, of course, did some thrifting while I was here. I've been here for a couple of weeks. I'm here for a long trip. I'm staying with my friend, and I decided to look in this neighborhood. It's in Arlington, but I used to live in this neighborhood. Last time I was here, we actually found some neighborhood garage sales. I told my friend I wanted to look to see if there were any sales. I just looked on Craigslist, and I also looked on, I think, yardsales.net, or garagesales.net. I kind of opened it up to the DC area. I mostly looked in Northern Virginia. There are quite a few homes here and a lot of transients. There are a lot of people who live here for a couple of years and then go abroad, or live here for a couple of years and move. So there's a lot of activity here, and it makes for great thrifting. I looked on Craigslist and I found a garage sale, and I just looked in Arlington. At first I thought it was an estate sale. I actually looked for estate sales, but I realized it was just a garage sale. The first picture that this woman posted was of jadeite. I don't think I've talked much about jadeite with you. Maybe I have, but I love jadeite. I want my dishes to be jadeite. It's very hard to find it inexpensively. If you're familiar with jadeite, it's like milk glass, but it's green. And jadeite, you put them up to the light, you can see through them. So like milk glass. It's essentially jade colored milk glass. I'm going to include a link below, and it talks about jadeite. It's from Martha Stewart, and I think it's less than 5 minutes or so. It's not that long. It's a short video about jadeite and the history of jadeite and what it is. She also collects jadeite. That's probably the only thing I have in common with Martha Stewart. She also collects jadeite and has an expansive collection, and I'm sure hers is worth a lot more. But I also think she said her daughter went around the country looking for jadeite. So it's very common to find it in the United States and the Midwest. Not so common to find it where I am. And it's very collectible, which means it's pretty pricey. She talks about how jadeite used to be given away for free with things like bags of flour in the 50s, and I think maybe even in the 40s. You would buy a bag of flour, you'd get a plate or something like that. So it was free. People were given jadeite for free. And there are different, she'll talk about the differences because there are brands like Fire King, there are non-branded pieces. My first piece of jadeite, which I will show you, it was a mug. And I got it for, I think I got it for less than $1, and I looked it up later, and it was a classic jadeite mug, and I think it was selling for something like $28. I still have it, but I was like, I really haven't seen it in any of the estate sales that I've gone to. When I drive from Arizona to Palm Springs, there's an area called Quartzsite, which is this teeny tiny town, and they have a gem show, and they also have a few random sellers. And there's a woman who lives in the Midwest. I think she lives in Iowa. She's in her 80s and her husband is in his 90s. They have this huge RV, and if you peek inside you can see it. It's totally full. But she has all this jadeite, so she will go around during the year, collect jadeite, and then come out and sell it for the season. I think it's like 3 months. So I purchased one thing from her. 2 years ago, my mom purchased some things and gave them to me as a gift, so that was kind of the beginning of my jadeite collection. And since then, I just decided I wanted jadeite dishes. I even said a week before I found this sale, I said to my friend, I was saying I was surprised that people still register for formal dishes for their wedding. But I said if I had to register for dishes, I would register for jadeite probably. But not as formal dishes, just as everyday dishes. The weekend was coming up, and I looked online. I looked for estate sales in the area. This garage sale came up. The first picture that came up was a set of jadeite. And so I was so excited. What was odd about this garage sale, it didn't start until 9, and it also was only on a Sunday. Everything just kind of fell into place regarding this garage sale. I asked my friend if she would consider going with me, and she said yes. I'm going to show you the majesty that is this set of dishes. I mean, now I'll have a complete set. I have stuff at home, which I will show you. I will do a haul of that stuff. I was just waiting to do it. I don't need any more jadeite now, and I think I got a pretty good deal on it. So let me show you what I got. We went to the sale. I saw it. There were more pieces than I expected. There were a couple of things that she had in the picture that weren't there, and she actually listed them, like an egg. There was an egg holder, or like a deviled egg tray, and I don't know what else she had. So I ended up buying it. Let us begin the jadeite haul. Okay, so I'm gonna go from the plainest pieces to the pieces that I like the most. So this is what jadeite looks like, and you can kind of see now because I'm sitting in the sun, but you can kind of see through it. You can see my fingers through it. This is a dinner plate, and there were 1, 2, 3. We have a set of 14 plates. Move all this paper here. There are also 14 salad plates, and this is what the salad plates look like. They're smaller, so we have 14 salad plates. I'm not gonna pull them all out. And then up close, this is what they look like. There's no mark on them. 14 bowls. These are, again, not marked, and you can kind of see through them, but they're really beautiful. I just think this color is, it looks good with white, it looks good with black, it looks good with gray, it looks good. I just think this color will add to anything. It's gonna be my neutral color, I think. So I got 14 of these. She also gave me this, and then a smaller version of this as well. So this is quite large. It's a nice size. I've got a salt and pepper shaker. And then she gave me this, which is not milk glass, but it's the same color green. And it's kind of dirty, but it's just a pretty little cake plate. And this is, she had it paired with this, so she gave me that. She also gave me, she told me there were only 12 of these. So these are definitely new because they have the seam. I don't really love these mugs. I think I'm gonna try to sell the mugs. Sell the set of 12, which I've already posted them here. And then hopefully it'll help me pay for part of the set. And then I have this little guy, which is, I think this is for sugar, and it came with a creamer, which we accidentally broke when we were moving it. This is one of my favorite pieces. I'm definitely taking this piece home this time. It's a little vase. I love it, I love it, I love it. Little milk glass vase. I also got this butter dish. I think this is a newer piece. This is what the butter dish looks like, and it's pretty hefty. It's got some nice detail on it. Butter cover. I also have this picture as well. This really beautiful picture. And I just broke it. It just tapped against something else, and unfortunately the handle fell off. So I think I'm gonna try to glue it. I just want to make sure it's really sturdy. I really love this picture more than the other picture. I like this picture. The piece that is my favorite, and if you've seen Jadeite, you've probably seen something like this. A lot of companies have duplicated this design, and this seems to be the most popular piece of Jadeite that there is. So a lot of companies have made this, including Martha Stewart herself. She had a Jadeite collection. This was not a part of the set, but the woman negotiated with me and gave it to me. So, I mean, I paid for it, but I got it for a pretty good price. She told me that something like this would sell for $75 online. And of course I didn't look. I was too excited. It was sensory overload for me to see this much Jadeite at one time. This woman had so much neat stuff, and it was that she was moving from one house to another. She had a lot of interesting things. I took this as well because I don't have this cake plate. I wanted one, and World Market makes a really good set of this stuff. And they have a couple of sizes of cake plates, and I was gonna get one at World Market, but I was waiting for it to go on sale, and it was like, eh. I was curious as to why this woman was selling all these pieces. She said she really hadn't used them, but apparently what happened was she said that she and her husband, these were their wedding dishes. They registered for them, and then they got divorced. So I don't know if that, you know, having said the week before that I would register for such dishes for my wedding, I don't know if that's good karma for me to buy someone's dishes based on their divorce. I'm giving them new life. So these will eventually be wherever I am in the world. These will be coming with me. I am going to leave them here in the DC area for now. That's my Jadeite haul. Oh, I need to tell you how much I paid for all of this. So for all of these, so 14 dinner plates, 14 salad plates, 14 bowls, the square bowls, 2 of those, 2 different sizes, 2 pitchers, a butter dish, a salt and a pepper shaker, this little guy, a creamer and a sugar, a base, and 12 mugs. The entire set, including the cake plate, was $180. I was like, I have to buy it. I don't know how I'm gonna get it home. Maybe I'll have to drive it home someday. I wouldn't really do that, but I probably would really do that. I would do that if I were thrifting, if I had another purpose. I've never really talked about Jadeite, so I'd like to hear if any of you have pieces, if you find it often, where you live if you do find it. I hope you enjoyed this haul. I hope you're doing well, and I will see you again really soon. If you like thrift hauls, subscribe, and I'll bring you more thrift hauls. I hope you guys are well, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.
J'ai juste un rêve. C'est d'être avec quelqu'un.